welcome to my new spot. I don't know how this is gonna sound, or it seems to be looking okay. At least I hope so. I guess I'll be able to tell more in editing. It looks like I'm gonna need another light on this side. But welcome to my new space. This is our game room. And when I say game room, I mean like literally this is where we play RPGs, board games. This is where my husband records his podcast. We also record our podcast. If for some reason you're interested in listening to a group of friends play D&D, Star Wars, RPGs, all that fun stuff, I'll leave a link down below in the description. We're the Wandering Gamer Network. It's just something we do for fun. We enjoy doing it. We also do have a YouTube channel. I'll put that in the description as well. But it's just a gaming channel, but it's a lot of fun and it's something we get to do with our friends. So welcome to the game room. This is going to be my area. I don't know, you can't see it too well probably, but I've got my little corner, which is really nice. Let me see if I can turn this. You can see my dinner, but like there's this little cove, there's this nice little space where my desk fits perfectly, and we've got the rest of the room, and eventually I'll add all my Disney stuff in the background, but this is it, and this is the first time I'm actually getting to finally sit down and breathe. My husband was kind enough to take our son over to a friend's house. They wanted to do some board games. I really just wanted to get the house organized and get some editing done. So I finally get a chance to sit down and talk to you guys. This is really exciting. I should say sit down and talk to you guys without worrying about my son. We're finally getting in a rhythm though, so hopefully things are gonna get a little more smooth and I'll be able to put out some more videos. So before I go into my 3 months or 12 weeks postpartum, I wanted to talk real quick. I am going to be doing a 12 days of Vlogmas. I can't commit to the whole month, partially because by the time this goes up, the month is already a couple days in, and I didn't get to it in time. It's also just there's a little too much going on in my life right now to comfortably be able to sit down and edit every single day. So maybe we'll get there eventually. For now, I'm just gonna focus on 12 days of Vlogmas. Hopefully this will jumpstart my channel back up, or at least my editing and filming back up, because this is something I love to do. It's a great hobby. I enjoy doing it. And yeah, so let's talk postpartum. Okay, so here I am at 12 weeks postpartum, roughly 3 months. Let's see, today is December 2nd. So next week on Sunday, he'll officially be 3 months. But for now, this is basically the 3 months. I mean, however you want to calculate it, 12 weeks, roughly 3 months. And so far we're doing really good. So I don't think I ever got the chance to do like sit down and really do a breakdown of everything that's been going on. So I'll go month by month, kind of fill you guys in on how having our first kid is going. So after all the nonsense that was having, you know, a C-section, and I think by the time this goes up, you'll see the video of his first week at home with us. After all that, let's get to 1 month postpartum. So October, early October. The first month was probably the roughest, honestly. I love the newborn stage. Babies, I've worked with kids from about 3 months old all the way up through upper middle school, early high school. And I love kids and I love the younger stage, but that first month home was really hard. Not only was I recovering, my incision was hurting quite a bit anytime I would try to do anything. You guys saw in that video of his first week home, we went for a walk. I could not walk my normal pace. I'm usually a pretty fast walker. I couldn't do it. We went the short route, and like, I would say about a quarter of the way through, I was really hurting. So that was really tough. My husband stayed home with me for 2 weeks, and then he went back. So we had that first week. He stayed home 1 extra week, and then he went back the next Monday. So that wasn't, the transition to that wasn't too bad. Obviously it was harder the first week or so, but it was mostly because it was still really hard for me to get up. Recovering from a C-section was really difficult for me. But everyone kept saying that I was doing really good. So I guess, I don't know if it's above the norm to be moving as much as I was, but it doesn't matter to me. Like, it hurt. It hurt, but things had to get done. And really that first month, I really didn't focus too much on trying to keep the house together. Sorry, my little tank top strap is sticking out. I didn't really focus on trying to keep the house together. I mostly just tried to make sure that Graham and I were getting into any kind of rhythm, making sure we were following his schedule, which was all over the place. At night, he was waking up roughly every 2 to 3 hours, so we were all exhausted. At one point, my husband he ended up he would take over for like a full night so I could sleep. And once we hit the month, actually, I guess this is more month 2, but you know, at one point we had to do bottles just so that my husband could take over so I could get some sleep, and he only did that on weekends, but I appreciated it. So yeah, that first month was really difficult. I think it was the recovery from the C-section and the what's it called, and the lack of sleep that really made it a hard time. Graham has really been a really good baby. He obviously cries when he needs something, but it's been pretty easy to pick up what he needs for the most part. So that's been working. He did have a really bad witching hour. We were trying to go to bed at like 8 o'clock, which sounds early, I think, unless you're a parent. Because my husband and I would even try to go to bed. He might be up for an extra hour, but I was like trying to go to bed at 8 to get as much sleep as I could because I knew I'd be up as soon as Graham was. So we would go upstairs, we would try to get him to bed at 8, but he would have like a 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We couldn't get him down. He didn't want to eat, didn't want to sleep, and just would cry and scream at us, and it happens. It's fine. Doctor said there was nothing to worry about. He wasn't feverish or anything. So that was fun. That was roughly the first month. Month 2, which gets us from early October to early November. You know, things were slowly getting much better. I'm trying to think what I told the doctor at 2 months. At 2 months, he's been gaining weight. Great. I'm not worried about that. I personally am still producing a lot, so I've started donating to some moms. What I use, I couldn't donate through a milk bank because I take some medication for blood pressure, and they don't want you to be taking medication because that could conflict with newborns in the NICU's medication. So they just want, you know, clean milk, no medication. So I couldn't donate through a milk bank, but I did find a donor or someone to accept my donation through Human Milk for Human Babies. So if you are an overproducer, if you need to find someone, that's a great resource. I've gone through the one through Indiana. I believe there's one for every state. So that's been really helpful because we don't have it all stored up in the freezer anymore. I am still keeping a stash for myself, about a week or 2, just in case for some reason I didn't hydrate enough. I didn't hydrate, for instance, too well over the holidays, so I'm just getting out of the repercussions of that. You can see I have my Starbucks water. But let's see. Okay, so he's gaining weight well. I've been donating milk. Graham is falling into, I guess this is more of 3 months. Sorry, they all kind of mixed together. 2 months he was slowly sleeping longer. I think the longest stretch we had was 1 or 2 5-hour nights. But most of the time it was about 3 to 4 hours. And then during the day, he would be sleeping not as long. So I wasn't ever concerned that he was confusing day for night. But, you know, he did eat roughly every 2.5 hours. And he did need to, you know, sleep and all that fun stuff. So the days have slowly gotten better. Slowly were getting better during that month. He was going down in a bassinet occasionally, but I'll be honest, most of the time I've just been not sleeping with him. He's been sleeping on me. It's hard, you know, it's hard for me to put him down. I love having him and he's so sweet and such a snuggler. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to talk about between months 1 and 2, but then between months 2 to 3, so when we had our when we had our appointment with the doctor, the pediatrician, she did suggest that we use some rice cereal to thicken up the milk so that he feels a little bit fuller, since he should be sleeping at least longer. Even if he's not sleeping through the night fully, it's fine. He just should be sleeping longer stretches. So at night, he has a bottle. It's still all exclusively me. We're not doing formula at the moment. Because who's to say if I ever may need to. But at the moment, we're still all me. He's just getting it through bottles at night. He takes we're up to 4 ounces twice a night from a bottle. And both of those are thickened up with rice cereal. And honestly, that has made such a difference. Last night, he slept almost 7 hours, which is insane for us. It felt great. We didn't go to bed at the same time as he did. We went to bed maybe a little bit later, but it's still, getting that long stretch really makes such a difference. You know, we're both waking up feeling much more rested, even though we do still have to wake up in the middle of the night to take care of him. So that's been so nice. During the day, he started sleeping kind of some weird nap times, but hey, it's working, so I'm not gonna knock it. He takes 2 shorter naps in the morning and then a longer nap in the afternoon. And when I say shorter nap, I mean usually between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. And then the longer nap, anything over an hour, usually it's closer to 2 hours. If he goes close to 3, I wake him up because that's a little long and I don't want him to start thinking it's nighttime. And I can tell, it's so funny, if he doesn't get a certain amount of hours if he doesn't sleep about, I'd say about 12 hours by 6 or 7, no, by like 5, that's what it was. If he doesn't sleep like 12 hours by 5 o'clock, he is such a bear. It's so funny. He just is so mad. He was so mad last night. But most of the time, he does really good. I think yesterday was a little bit of a weird day. This is all really good though. I'm so excited that he's starting to take longer naps. He was down in his, I think yesterday part of what it was is we've been trying to put him in his crib. I don't know how well he does in his crib without being swaddled, but we're still trying to only swaddle at night so that he can say, okay, I'm swaddled up, it's nighttime. That being said, we're about to hit 3 months. He's been sleeping with one arm out, so we can try to start learning how to be unswaddled. That seems to be working really well, but I think putting him in the crib just kind of threw him off a little bit. So I might still keep him downstairs. We do have a bassinet downstairs just in case, so he has somewhere to sleep if we want to keep him on the first floor. And so I think I might keep doing that during the day. But the other big news is he's been sleeping in his crib, or I should say he slept in his crib last night, the entire night, other than about an hour and a half in the morning between 6 and 7:30 where he woke up, I took him to the room, I fed him, and I wasn't ready to get up, so he stayed in the room with us. But that's amazing. He was in his bed from about 7:45 to 6 in the morning. That's amazing. And we only had to wake up once, well, twice if you count the 6 in the morning one. I only had to get up once around 3 o'clock, fed him, changed the diaper, went back to sleep. Well, he stayed awake, but then went back to sleep in his crib. So things are getting easier. Things really do. I really do believe that things get easier as not only are we able to adjust to him, but he's growing and we're all learning together how to do this. And it does get easier. It does. I really do believe that. Otherwise, let's see, other milestones. He rolled over, but he rolled over in the bed, so I don't know how well that is. He went back to tummy. He really wants to be sitting up. He really wants to be standing all the time. He loves being up and looking around. I think once he's able to sit up, he's gonna be even happier than he is now. So I think that's pretty much it. I really can't think of anything else. You know, we're getting through it. And, well, I shouldn't say getting through it. We're learning how to do this. And I'm really proud of both of us. I'm proud of all three of us. I think we're all growing really well. And I'm excited to see where this, you know, next bunch is gonna take us. So thank you guys so much. I might do, I don't know what the next video is gonna be, but I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you feel so obliged and you want to keep following my journey as a mom and Graham, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!